This is Umar for BoxNation. We're at Sheesh Mayfair. I'm so used to saying the one in Essex. Courtesy of
Is it nice there? I haven't been to the one in Essex.
It's brilliant. It's
Very
my
nice.
first time in the one in London. Courtesy of everyone at GBM Sports, Izzy Asif, yourself. Thank you very much for having us down here for a great lunch. We've got a massive announcement to make as well for GBM Sports. A multi-fight broadcast deal with DAZN. Adam Smith, talk to me about it.
Very, very, very exciting, Umar. I joined GBM a few months ago to help Izzy and the team, and they're a great team. A young team, a passionate team, an excited team, and I've really enjoyed the shows that we've put on. Packed, great atmospheres, some good fights, really exciting, enticing prospects, and I think there's some momentum to GBM. I think we look up at Eddie and at Frank, at Calla and at Ben and all the promoters that have sort of come before, and there's huge respect, and there's a look at where we can go, and we're taking it step by step. But this is a big moment for GBM. It's a multi-fight broadcast deal with the global home of boxing with DAZN, obviously I've known DAZN for a long time, since Eddie did the deal in America, and then of course left us at Sky to go to DAZN, and DAZN are committed to combat sports, to boxing. I did some work with PFL last week, also on DAZN, so I'm delighted to be partnering up with them, and it's going to be very, very exciting going forward. It's a big showcase opportunity for us to show what we have done, what we can do, and where we're going. We've been on the TalkSport YouTube platform, which has given us a real good start, some terrific numbers and great eyeballs, and now we're into the broadcasting television world of DAZN, and which better place than the global home of boxing, of combat sports, and GBM are very proud to be a major part of it now.
Adam, before we get into sort of the nuts and bolts of the deal and what a benefit this will be for GBM, a lot of people watching this will probably want to know, on a personal level, when we think of Adam Smith, you were so long at Sky Sports, and we associate you still with Sky Sports, even though you've left, and obviously it's great to see the personal issues you've had in your life. You've come through that. It's great to have you back in the sport.
Thank you.
But on a personal basis, does it feel a bit strange? It must
Yes.
do.
Yes, of course it does. Cut me in half and I bled Sky. Still do. I've got many friends. I'm actually seeing a few of them this week. I love Sky Sports. Sky Sports is it's the best sports platform, I believe, in the world, and I still watch it on a daily basis, of course, and very proud of the small part that I played, and the big part the boxing team played in the success of Sky Sports over the last 3+ decades. And we've got a great fight on Sky this weekend with the rematch between Richard Riatpour and Chris Phillips-Smith, and Ben and Sky put on some great shows again this year. But of course I've kept more of an eye on DAZN lately. As I said, I was at the DAZN launch when Eddie did that American deal, so I've known the guys at DAZN for a long time. So it's slightly strange, but I've got a different role now. I'm part of a promotional company, and the most important thing is, for me, the future of GBM Sports and of Summit Sports. So I also work with Ollie Weingarten, and they're who I'm working for. So for me, as far as GBM goes, this is a massive day. This is the biggest day yet for GBM. As I said, it's slightly strange for me with the Sky longevity, but I left Sky. I wanted new challenges. I'm in a different world now. I've got a different role in the promotional company. I've jumped over to this side, so I'm very excited about teaming up with DAZN. Ben's got a big deal at Sky, and there was an opportunity to talk to the executives at DAZN, and they're very keen on what GBM are doing. They're very keen on obviously getting the best boxing and combat sports in general over to DAZN. Already the hub of boxing worldwide, and I think they want to cement that for the years to come. So it's tremendously exciting, and they're very excited about having us.
Well, having spoken to the GBM fighters in loose conversations off camera, they're delighted with how it was going and the way they felt, even though it's a small hall scene, it's not that. They felt like superstars. But now with, as you say, the global home of boxing, broadcasting their fights and promoting them, this elevates their profiles, their careers to a new level, and of course the company GBM to a new level. So, you couldn't have asked for anything better here with DAZN.
It's the perfect timing as well, I think, off the back of signing prospects like Kieran Malloy and Tiernan Bradley, Niall Berry. We've got a huge show in Coventry coming up on June the 29th. I say huge, of course, not the levels that they're doing in Saudi at the moment, but huge in terms of where GBM have come from when Izzy and Mitch started it just a few years back. And I think that the momentum and the gathering of steam in the train is great. I always say you're only as good as your last show. Learn from the mistakes, go again. We've got an action-packed one in just a few weeks' time at the end of the month with Danny Quartermain, Niall Berry, Hughie Fury's back on it. So it's great, and I think with the big signings that we've got, certainly at the young prospect level, Shaq Thompson, another, I think it's the right time to move the company forward. And I think DAZN will be a perfect partner because, as you said, they're going to get right behind us. We're going to have a huge capacity of viewers, of an audience, a new audience as well for us to shine on, to showcase what we can do. So I'm just very grateful, very humbled for the opportunity. It's a big day. It's great to puff our chests out and say we've got a fantastic deal, but now we've got to make it work, and that's the important thing for me. It's to show that GBM are a fast-growing and very serious boxing promotional outfit in the UK and all around Europe, potentially with DAZN's territories in France and Germany and Spain, and of course out in the Far East too, Japan and in Canada. So we've had conversations already about the possibilities of doing some international stuff as well as in the UK. But step by step, it's Coventry at the end of June, and then we'll look at where we're going in the autumn. We're going to have a few weeks just to sort of reset and think about how best we're going to utilise this terrific new partnership with DAZN. And we're very excited about the future. There's a long way to go before we're anywhere near the levels that I've worked at before alongside Frank and Eddie and Ben, but we're on the way and we're doing well.
Well, congratulations on it, and got a fantastic sort of set stable of fighters already, but I'm sure there'll be a few more knocking on the door considering this big announcement with DAZN. Just away from this, Adam, just want to get your thoughts on two potential fights we may see on September 21st at Wembley Stadium. Cracking wins for Daniel Dubois and Hamzah Sheeraz a week ago in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Off the back of that, we've heard a lot of speculation about Anthony Joshua v Daniel Dubois and Chris Eubank Jr v Hamzah Sheeraz. So on both of those fights, if you like, with Eubank and Hamzah first, and then Anthony and Daniel, just assess those fights for me, please, Adam.
I love both of those fights. I was extremely impressed with Hamzah Sheeraz again out in Saudi. I was ringside for that, like you were, Umar, and I just love him. He's cool, he's calm, he's a great guy, a terrific inspirational figure, I think, outside of the ring, which is really important. And I think Frank made a very wise choice selecting him as captain, not only because of the fact that he doubled up with the knockout, but just for him, and I think his standing. He was the young boxer of the year in the British Writers Club a while back, and we crowned him, and it was lovely to see. And I think Hamzah is a star in the making. I've always liked him, and I think he's going to become a world champion. I love the way he dealt with Ammo Williams. He dealt with a bit of adversity in the second round with calmness and a real sort of poise to him. And then he went on and delivered a career best performance. So a lot of talk about Chris Eubank Jr. If that fight happens, I can't wait for it. I think it's a fantastic one. Battle of Britain, September 21st, huge night at Wembley Stadium. The Saudis coming over and seeing a monumental card at our national stadium again is a very wise move from Turki Al-Sheikh and his team, and a very good move for the British fight fans who are going to be there. AJ returning. I think most people thought it would be against Hrgovic. and Hrgović landed plenty of right hands in those first couple of rounds. And all credit to Daniel Dubois, who sort of survived that early storm and then absolutely went about him. And I thought he was physically and mentally in tip-top shape. John Charles had got him absolutely right. I'm loving their connection, rather like I'm loving the AJ and Ben Davison partnership. And there's two good partnerships there who could be going at each other at Wembley on September the 21st. So I love the fight. It's a fight that had to happen at some point. AJ, of course, will start a big favourite, but I've seen them spar plenty of times in Sheffield. Daniel Dubois is an improving fighter. He's a young man, just 26, and he's got absolutely nothing to lose in this fight. So that makes him dangerous, rather like the Hrgović situation. You know, he very nearly got to Alexander Usyk as well. And this is a guy who's come back from a lot of criticism. What happened in Joe Joyce, people questioning his heart and his courage. He goes in with Jarrell Baby Miller, and I think that was the fight that really impressed Turki Al-Sheikh. And how can you not be impressed? I'm pleased for Daniel after what he did in Saudi just a week or so ago. I think he was great. He was resilient. He broke down Hrgovic's spirit, and I loved his interview afterwards. He was all smiles. He talked with some freedom. I think he needed that win. It'll be fantastic to see how he comes off that and whether he can go to the next level, because he'll need to against Joshua. But I love it. I love both fights, and I hope they happen at Wembley.
How good were those spars between Daniel and Anthony?
Great, absolutely great. They were really good. Love watching them. And yeah, Daniel Dubois is a seriously good fighter. He's had his difficulties through his career, but he's still young. And yeah, Joshua obviously was more experienced even then. But yeah, I'd like to see them do it with the smaller gloves in the pro ring. And it's a Battle of Britain, and I think that's what we want. So yeah, maybe that will be a feature of the card, and we'll see that through the card. But yeah, AJ Dubois is a great main event for me.
Lastly, before I let you go, I actually haven't spoke to you since the fight night. Frank beating Eddie 10-0.
Yeah. I know. I thought Eddie whipped him in the build-up. I thought his speech at the press conference was something else. You know, finishing with "you're gonna get spanked," and you know, be careful what you wish for, or maybe save the fist to the ring. And Frank had the last life. I like the way in the documentaries Frank was quietly sort of guiding his group through, and they had a lot of camaraderie, the team, I felt. You're seeing big Zhilei Zhang, a little Nick Ball, and they were great. And I think also it was the rhythm of the night, because there were 50-50 fights, the majority of them. Most of us thought Craig Richards would win the first fight. Not many thought Willie Hutchinson, but I think when Willie put on that great performance, took himself back to his amateur days, outboxed, outmaneuvered really Craig Richards. I think when he got that win for Queensberry early on, obviously backstage that would have been a big boost. Then the baton was passed to Nick Ball. Nick Ball, great fight that. I thought it could have gone either way. I had Nick just edging it. And I think after what happened to him before, deservedly so. And we had him up on the TalkSport platform about half an hour later. I think he could have done another 12 rounds, Umar. They'll probably put him on the next one, September. And anyway, he's great, Nick Ball, great value. But then Hamzah Sheeraz coming, as I said, the captain's double points. Then the Dubois upset is which it really was. And then, of course, Zhilei Zhang. But sad to see Deontay Wilder, and a sad way if he does go out to go. But what a win for Frank Warren. And Eddie had to get the soccer aid quick, didn't he? Deflect it. But yeah, and I know Frank would have been very happy. But more so how his guys performed, because it was a team effort and a great concept that they all drummed up, and we'll have more of them. But you are sort of concentrating on individual careers too, and they've all propelled themselves forward for more big fights and more big paydays. So well done, Frank and George and Team Queensberry.
Adam, thank you very much for your time here at Sheesh. Congratulations again with yourself, GBM, Izzy on the deal with DAZN, and we'll see you soon.
We're going to eat, aren't we? Isn't that
I hope so.
Cheers,
Thank you, Adam.
Umar.